All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash.
Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. The salutation of much love to Yakim out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. And, we're just going to go through the spirit and speak about prophecy, because we're living in the time, that were prophesied in the scriptures, the final days, the last days. So, just go with the spirit. Go ahead, out.
Con. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
Yep, and that's what we're supposed to do. Like the apostles been hitting on, man. It's brothers get into the prophecy mode, man. We're supposed to be speaking on prophecies. That's the main thing. That's why we're called prophets. The prophets are what? To prophesy. You going to Revelation?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh shit. Salaki, you got it, brother? Get it real quick. Get my sword off real quick.
Yeah, but that's the main job of a prophet. It's not to sit around and bullshit, have Israelite parties and counsel people on their marriages, get people wives at the banquets. No, it's to prophesy. That's the whole duty of a prophet. Go ahead.
So, Revelation chapter 19 and verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship the Most High. For the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy.
That's right. The testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. All right, so how are we going to testify of Yahushai? It's through the prophecy, man. The same thing he did. He prophesied about the end. He prophesied about a lot of things, but what? Now we're supposed to, through his words that he has given us, prophesy, man. Get Ezekiel real quick. What is that? Chapter 3, 17. What is when you give prophecies? What you're telling people what's coming in the future? You're warning them of it.
This is Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. And it reads, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word in my mouth and give them warning from me.
That's right. So we're supposed to give them warning from Yahweh Shema Shai. Through what? Through the prophecies. Right. We telling you, look, the scriptures say this. This is what's going to happen. The scripture said that, and it's already happened. All right, so we're supposed to give people the warning from Yahweh Shema Shai through prophecy, man. All right, just as Yahweh did, man. We got to come in the same spirit that he came in, which was to prophesy. He was warning Israel about the things that had come. The whole chapter in Matthew 24, man. He goes in is all about prophecy, man.
I got the etymology of the word prophecies from 1200s. It says, I'm gonna get right to the point. Quote. One of them says a function of a prophet. It's like you said, the whole duty of prophecy is the only people that can really speak of prophecy is the prophets.
Yep.
Because that's what it means, spokesman.
Yep.
Another quote, it says, gift of interpreting the will of the gods.
Exactly. Amos 3 and 7.
Yeah.
And another word for for prophet is watchman.
Yeah.
And it said that he has set us up as watchmen. So what do watchmen do? They warn the people of incoming doom. All right, destruction, war. And what? If that's his only job. He don't have to, feed people. He's not handing out turkeys. Yeah. His whole job is to warn the people before the destruction comes. And that's what we're set up to do. That's what the prophets of the Lord, his servants, are set up to do, to warn the people.
Right. That's why we said last, Jeremiah 28:8.
Yep.
To prophesy of the evils and the pestilence of war. Because when these things come to pass, the people going to want to know, why are all these things happening? Well, who they going to come to? They're going to come to the prophets.
Yeah. And that's why we're giving them warning from the Lord, because they're going to know who sent us. Because we're telling you, all right, look, Yahweh Shema Shai has sent us to warn you, so you ain't got no excuse when the destruction comes.
All right. Kind of a little bit more, it says, from prophetes, see prophet, and quote, meaning things spoken or written by a prophet. So there it is, things spoken and written by the prophet. So that's why when Yahushua, the main prophet himself, came on the scene, what did he do? He always quoted the things that prophets. Isaiah said. Yeah, he always quoted prophets.
As it is written.
Yep. In this day have this been fulfilled.
Yeah. And another thing is, when you reading through the prophets of the books or any point where it's talking about the prophets, it'll always start off by saying the word of the Lord came upon me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say give them warning for me, because what the prophets speak is what the Lord had told them to speak.
Yep. That's why Yahweh says I came not to do my will, but the will of him that sent me.
Exactly.
Yep. Going back to 2nd Ezra 15, I'm going to read verse 1 again. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord.
The Lord puts the words of prophecy in our mouth, man. Like in the book of Jeremiah, it says that he put his hand on his mouth, and then he was going to, matter of fact, get that, Jeremiah 1:9.
Gotcha.
Because it's not us speaking. We're not making this up. We didn't wake up one morning and make these prophecies up. These are written. They've been written for thousands of years now.
And now they're
happening.
Fulfilled.
Yeah. Though it tarry, wait for it.
That's right.
It shall surely come, and it's and behold, it's coming. It's already here. Okay. The things Yahweh spoke about, prophesied about. Guess what? They're happening right before our very eyes. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 1:9. Then Yahweh Bashem Yahushai put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said unto me, Behold, I have put my words in thy mouth.
There you go. So the Lord puts his words in our mouth, man. So that we can speak the words of prophecy. Go back to 2nd Ezra 15.
2nd Ezra 15 verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
So who are the ones that are going to speak into the ears of his people the words of prophecy? The prophets, exactly. Because he gave us the words to speak. It's not, if you're a prophet, you have really have nothing to do but utter the words of the Lord. Which we got right here in the scriptures, man. So we're telling you, we're not making this up, man. This is what the prophets do.
Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
Yeah, and that's what's happened. That's why we got the Holy Scriptures, because they were written on paper, they were written down on the scrolls, so we could have them in the last time. Because now on this time, the Lord wasn't going to come to us like he was coming to the prophets of old, where he would come down and the angels tell you these things, you go into a trance and this and that. Nah, the Lord gave us it's been written on paper now. So now we can wake up to the truth and speak the words of the Lord that he's given to us, man. Which is Yahushua.
That's why Romans 15 chapter says the things that are written aforetime were for our learning. To learn what? So the men of the Lord, going back to Malachi the 3rd chapter, the 16th verse, the book of remembrance which was written before them, for them that feared the Lord and thought upon his name. So the only people that can interpret the scriptures and prophesy is the prophets, because they were the only ones that the scriptures was written down for. Going back into Romans, Romans 11:7, the election appertained. So they were the only ones that were going to obtain that knowledge and understanding, so that they can prophesy for the elect to get it.
It's like you said, the elect have attained it, but the rest were blinded. It's like you have Esau tells you that there's the spectrum, the visible spectrum, where you got a Roy G. Biv. But what? There's something outside of that spectrum that you can't see with the naked eye. But what? We can see outside of the spectrum that most people can't. We can see the ultraviolet. We can see the infrared. Spiritually, I'm speaking.
Just like we can see the end.
Yeah.
And that's why the scriptures say, then shall ye return and discern between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. Because you're going to know who know the end,
And that's why another word for the prophets is seers. Because we can see the end. We can see what the scriptures is talking about. We actually see it. You got something up?
Yeah, this Isaiah 62 and verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night.
Yeah, people wonder, all these guys do is videos and always out there on the highways and byways. Well, that's because when the watchmen, that's what they do. They don't hold their peace day or night. All right, that's what the Lord set up his prophets to do. Our whole job, we got to live in this society because this is 2019. This ain't the ancient world. We got to work. We got to do all this nonsense. Yeah, but what our whole job, our whole duty really is to prophesy, man, to warn the people day and night, crying to the Lord, sighing, cry. Go ahead.
John, ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence.
Yep. They do. That's why it talks about them dumb dogs, man. These people that claim to love the Lord, really they're dumb dogs because they're not warning nobody.
That's right. And we brought out in Ezekiel 3:17, warn them from me. So you're supposed to be a spiritual watchdog in this thing. You're supposed to be watching for the signs. Barking and letting your people know, look, man, danger is approaching, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, watchman doesn't warn the people when the calamity's already there?
Yeah.
How you gonna warn the people when the opposition is at the gate banging the doors down? You know, it's too late for the warning now. We warning you before you even see them coming from the horizon. We're already warning you of it.
Yeah.
And as they get closer and closer, we blow the trumpet louder and louder. We give you we get more stern with the warning. You know, yo, get yourself right. The war is coming.
Closer. It's getting closer. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Come. Isaiah 62 verse 7, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
Yeah, that's right, man. We're doing nothing but complaining to the Lord, man. You know, eventually your father, that his son, it's like you have a son, and your son's just bugging you just until he gets what he wants, man. Yeah. And that's what we're doing. We're gonna keep bugging the Lord through sighing and crying, and beseeching him, man, that he destroys this place, bring the death upon this place, and sets up Israel where it's rightful place, man.
I got you. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 2, verse 13, right to the point. Go, and ye shall receive, pray for a few days unto you, that they may be shortened.
Yep.
The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch.
Yep. It's just like in Matthew 24, say the days are going to be shortened for the elect's sake, because what? They're going to be praying for that. They're going to be praying for the days to be shortened.
Give him no rest.
Even though we don't know the day the Lord's coming back, but what we tell him we ask him to shorten the days so that we can get the hell out of here, man. So his kingdom could be glorified, his son could be glorified. All right, our people could be righteous again.
Hey, because you think about all the terrible things that get ready to happen on this earth, you know, the Lord wouldn't leave every man in the dark on what's going to happen on this place. You know, the Lord is righteous. He's just, and he set men, you know, that have these mysteries, you know, going to the seers, the prophets, you know, to warn you of these things. You know, it tells you in Isaiah the 42nd chapter, before things spring up, I tell you of them. You know, how does the Lord tell you of these things that are getting ready to happen? He uses his men. You know, he doesn't come down from his holy throne to come talk to you like buddy. You know, he has servants, and he sends down his servants, be the Holy Spirit, to prophesy these things.
I got a precept for you. You spoke on it. St. Luke chapter 1 verse 70. As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began.
Right. Yeah. The Lord's always spoken through certain men that he set up, which are his prophets, his servants. All right, just like the time of, when Moses led the children of Israel out of Egypt, Israel wanted to see the Lord, and when he came down, they were shook. You know, he's only dealing with certain men, man.
Okay.
And those are the prophets. This is the watchmen. All right, because he has assigned them certain duties, and that's to prophesy, to warn the people. Go ahead.
2nd Ezra 15 verse 3. Fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
Yeah, so the watchmen, the prophets shouldn't care about what people think. I mean, they've always hated the prophets throughout the scriptures. So what? You know? Go ahead.
Verse 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
Yeah, and there's multiple examples of that throughout the scriptures, man. They didn't want to believe the prophets. What happens? They end up dying. And there ain't nothing going to change. The same shit's going to happen once again.
Yep. That's 2 Chronicles 36:15.
Yep.
And to the wrath of the Most High smote them where there was no remedy. For remedy means no cure.
Yep.
And like we always say, the only cure is his word, man. Mm-hmm. But how can you get the word? Who can? The scripture in Romans 10, how shall they know without a preacher, man?
That word I sent earlier today. What was it? Get it real quick.
Convalescent.
Convalescent, yeah. Which means to get that real quick.
Got you.
Like you said, you know, the people need to be healed. Yep. Our people need to be healed. And we're telling you, the physician. You just don't want to hearken to it. Mm-hmm. We're warning you. Look, you're in a deep. You got a deep, dark sickness. Yeah.
Yep.
You got terminal. It's terminal for you right now.
Yep.
Here's the physician. Here's how you get cured, healed. Yep. Go ahead.
And they have an incurable disease, an incurable wound. You know, convalescent is an adjective. It says, in quote, recovering strength and health after sickness.
Yep. And that's what we're in the process of, man. Because we're not sick no more, man. We're in this situation right now. The convalescence.
Yep.
We're being healed. We're recovering. We're recuperating our strength.
Yep. Which is what? The wisdom.
Yep.
You know, the wisdom, because scriptures tell you a wisdom is stronger than 10 mighty men. So our wisdom is the strength. That's why the scriptures say those that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Ultimately, that's going to be when the standard is lifted. But spiritually, that's with the wisdom.
It tells you that the Lord is our strength, our rock.
Yes,
you know.
that's right. Our fortress.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the wisdom. It says, thrive, regain health, begin to grow strong or well. Hey, that's us, bro.
Yeah.
We beginning to grow strong, you know, because the scriptures say, as with faith it shall flourish. But what that seed of righteousness, that seed of faith have been planted. And how does that come? By the prophet speaking, so that you can believe that when the things come, you were warned, okay, man, let me get my shit right. You know, let me, hey, hope to the end. You know, because, hey, the Lord sent out the prophet, so now I can hope into the end, because now I know what the fuck is going on. The Lord sent somebody that can see. That's why when the prophets like Samuel came on the scene, they said, comest thou peaceably? You know, because what? Majority of the time that the prophets came on the scene, it was because of death or destruction was getting ready to take place on that city or country. You know?
Yeah, keep going on that. We'll read down to 9 and then we'll wrap it up.
2 Ezra 15, verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Shai, I will bring plagues upon the world.
Yeah, and the plagues, what? They're already here. You got the storms, that's a plague. Earthquakes, she just had a 6.0 earthquake in Puerto Rico of all places, man. And now they about to get hit with a storm. Yeah. Those are plagues, man. What else? You got some more of the plagues are race riots, martial law, all right, the chariots, the UFO, so-called UFOs. You got nuclear missiles. All these, the famine. These are all plagues that the Lord's going to bring on this place, man. And that's what we're warning you about. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Shai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
That's why the Lord's going to bring these things, because the wickedness is a pollutant on this earth, man. It's a cancer. And the source of it is Esau, Edom. Yeah. Go ahead.
And their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness.
Yeah, so how the Lord is not holding his tongue no more, man? He's using his prophets. Yeah. He's putting his words in our mouth. We're his mouthpiece. We're his heralds. Go ahead.
Which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
That's the Israelites, man. Because even a wicked nigga, when he dies, his blood is crying out unto the Lord, man. Because he goes into the heavens, and now he's crying unto the Lord. And the souls of the just men are the prophets of the Lord. They're sighing and crying.
Yeah, because that's why it says, I will no longer suffer them to dwell in Egypt. You know, modern day Egypt is so-called America, our great bondage. And the Lord said, in the time that we're now, he's going to deliver us from all this trouble that's getting ready to come upon this earth. You know? But who else is going to tell you those things, right? We just think, you look around and just, oh, this is no hope. You know, there ain't shit going on. We're all through. But then the Lord Yahweh Shai gave us his word to gather us to know that there is a way out of here, and that's through him. You know?
That's right. That's right. 2 Ezra 15, verse 9. And therefore saith Yahweh Shemi Shai, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them.
Yeah, so all the blood of the righteous, man, which is ultimately Israel, but you know, mainly his prophets, man. Because we've been misused, mocked, persecuted, killed, you know, throughout the ages, man.
Since the beginning. You know, and I go to show you, if the Most High was to come down, they would try to kill the Most High, man.
Yeah, they did the Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, how much more the Father? Because he said, you have seen me, you have seen the Father. You know, majority of the time, Israel tried to stone Yahweh Shai, man. They said he departed, you know, and left and headed into the mountains. You know, but you brothers got something?
Nope.
Okay. So with that, you know, Lord's word is edifying to the elect of Israel. We want to give all praises, honor, and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachah Kodash.
As always, double honors to our apostles, the elders of great millstone, who we will, and taught us his truth through the spirit, like a thumb. And as always, salutations to the Zaquani wa Achim, across the four corners of the earth, that's teaching us truth and sincerity, faith, and honesty. And shalom, wa habatam la b'charim, shalom, which is peace and love to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.